At the beginning of the film, we meet Joseph Sven, a middle-aged schoolteacher who walks with a cane due to a childhood injury. He lives on a farm with his elderly mother, whom he cares for by managing all the household chores. One day, when he arrives at school, he informs his students that the school may soon close. Just then, a new student, an 18-year-old girl named Katherine Wheeler, enters the classroom. "Who might you be?" he asks, intrigued by her sudden appearance. Later that day, after school, Joseph meets with Rosalie, a widow whose husband passed away. Joseph has been caring for Rosalie and is considering marriage with her, even though he hasn't formally proposed yet. The next morning, Katherine's father, Nathan Wheeler, a retired major, visits Joseph's farm. He asks if he can board Katherine's horse at Joseph's stable, offering $175 a month as payment. Joseph readily agrees to this arrangement. Later, while driving Katherine, Joseph reveals that this will be his last year teaching. Katherine, surprised, asks what he plans to do next, but Joseph has no answer. She then makes a quiet promise to herself to find out what he truly wants, and this conversation marks the beginning of Katherine's increasingly complex feelings for him. Dr. Evans, the local doctor, visits Joseph's mother that evening, bringing her medicine. He shares with Joseph that her health is deteriorating and suggests that she may only have a few months left. He recommends that she stay in the hospital for her final days, as her condition will only worsen. The following day, Joseph finds Katherine waiting for him in the stable loft, where she subtly hints at her feelings, trying to catch his attention. Initially, Joseph resists, adhering to his principles, but later he reflects on his monotonous life and decides that perhaps a bit of excitement might not be so wrong. Returning to the loft, he and Katherine share a quiet moment of closeness. A few days later, the school board informs Joseph that, because he hasn't completed his professional development courses, he won't be able to continue teaching in city schools. Rather than being upset, Joseph dismisses their concerns and leaves without a second thought. Dr. Evans visits again and tells Joseph that Major Wheeler, who is fond of hunting, spotted a coyote in the area. As a gift, Dr. Evans offers Joseph his hunting rifle, explaining that he's too old to hunt now. In one of Joseph's classes, he assigns an essay, and Katherine uses the opportunity to write a note suggesting they meet privately because she has something important to tell him. When Joseph reads her note, he becomes concerned that someone else might discover their relationship and reprimands her for leaving such an open message. He initially fears she might be pregnant, but Katherine denies it and, seeing his reaction, eventually jokes about being pregnant, which alarms him. When he realizes it was just a joke, he's relieved. One morning, Katherine brings Joseph a 20-year-old bottle of bourbon as a gift. When he tries to ask her about her family, she avoids the topic, especially about her mother, choosing instead to focus their conversation back on Joseph. Sometime later, Dr. Evans unexpectedly enters the stable and finds them together. Afterward, Evans meets Joseph at a cafe, where he expresses his disapproval and warns Joseph that continuing the relationship could lead to serious consequences. He also reminds Joseph that Rosalie is waiting for him and expects him to propose. Following a school party, Rosalie invites Joseph to her home to spend time together intimately, but he declines, which leaves her feeling hurt. Upon returning home, Joseph's mother surprises him by revealing that she knows about his relationship with Katherine and asks how long he intends to continue it. Joseph is saved from answering when his mother suddenly falls ill. This prompts Joseph to reflect on his actions, and he decides to visit Rosalie, apologizing for rejecting her invitation. He explains that he didn't stay with her because his mother needed help, but Rosalie suspects he isn't being honest. Joseph tries to justify himself, saying that people his age sometimes realize they haven't done what they truly wanted in life. He shares a dream of moving to a peaceful ocean shore, where he can relax and fish. Rosalie, after some hesitation, forgives him, and they spend a tender moment together. Soon after, Joseph's mother passes away. While going through condolence cards, Rosalie finds a note from Katherine and realizes Joseph has been unfaithful. She confronts him angrily, accusing him of cheating. Joseph tries to downplay his relationship with Katherine, insisting it was nothing serious, but Rosalie is unconvinced and leaves, feeling betrayed. That same evening, Katherine visits Joseph and proposes marriage, but he tries to end their relationship instead. Katherine warns him that he will regret this decision, saying, "You'll be sorry." The next day, Joseph learns that Nathan Wheeler knows about the affair and is determined to settle the matter. When Nathan and his wife arrive, Nathan asks Joseph if he intends to marry Katherine. Joseph, however, admits he doubts he's the right man for her. Nathan suggests they let the matter rest, but Nathan's wife accuses Joseph of taking advantage of Katherine and slaps him, expressing her disgust. In the end, Nathan agrees not to escalate the situation, suggesting they part ways amicably. After Nathan and his wife leave, Katherine appears again, asking Joseph if he will reconsider marrying her. He tells her their relationship was a fleeting affair with no future, emphasizing the age gap and her uncertainty about what she truly wants in life. Frustrated, Katherine says she's done something bad. When Joseph steps outside, he sees the barn on fire. He manages to save a cow from the flames, but Katherine's horse perishes. Following this incident, Joseph resolves to change his life. He reconciles with Rosalie, telling her that she is the only woman he truly loves, and she forgives him. In the film's conclusion, Joseph and Rosalie move to the ocean, where they decide to spend the rest of their lives together.